Good morning. Gothmas Day 17 and tea and pajamas. I was just doing the tea and pajamas as regular tea and pajamas with older teas, but since we're close to Christmas, I think we're going to dub these two Teas of Reviews Past. And we've got an Alice's Nightmare Nightmare in Wonderland sticker from Akumu Ink. Not sponsored. I put that on the last blue and white mug that I got from my cousin and his wife. And the tea is technically a ghost because Tea Punk Teas is no longer in existence, so we can never get Tea Punk Tea ever again. This is the Grand Arbiter's Decree Superbe, and that is a reference to Madame Askew and the Grand Arbiter. They are a pair of whimsical steampunks that like bright colors. And this one, again, it fits the theme of Alice in Wonderland with that, plus the Victorian, nod with teas of reviews past. The Grand Arbiter and Madame Askew faced the professor. Yes, I just woke up. Across a beaker-filled table. What you fail to grasp is that you cannot unbrew tea. The professor shouted. The Grand Arbiter crowed in response. What you fail to grasp is the very fate of the empire hangs in the balance. www.madameaskew.com. So essentially, the story is they brewed some tea that should not have been brewed, and the Grand Arbiter told the professor to unbrew it in order to save the fate of the world. That must have been some terrible tea. But this is actually some pretty good tea. Brewing instructions 3 to 5 grams, 1 teaspoon of tea for every 8 to 10 ounces of water. Water? Yes, cold and pure. Temperature 205 to 210 degrees Fahrenheit. Steeping time 3 to 5 minutes. Prepare with cream, sugar, whiskey, etc. Yes, they do like a little bit of a tipple, I guess you'd say, in their tea. So, and this is the Lady's Lost Travel Notes, which is probably no longer good, but you can check it out if you like to see if they're still there. www.teapunkteas.com, Teapunk Teas LLC, Granbury, Texas. And I've had this for a year. Tea's good for a while. Oh, let's see if we can find the notes of this tea. What's in the tea? Oh, here we go. This is a yerba mate with black tea. Yerba mate, lemon peel, lotus leaves, black tea from Kenya, black tea from Assam, rose hips, cinnamon, and orange peel. And since I've had this for a while, it's had a chance to age, so I'm smelling more of the cinnamon. And I'm tasting more of the cinnamon as well. The other flavors are still there, but they're muted. It's a cold day outside and there is snow. Combined with over 2 weeks, we got, what was it? I think a combination of close to 5 inches one week, and another several inches of indeterminate measure, because I have no clue. Like the week after, so it's still here, and because it's cold, it's not going to melt anytime soon. But hopefully, it seems to be warm enough to where the snow that's on the roads won't turn into ice, hopefully. And I'm going into my last day of work before Christmas. I have, once again, 3 days off, but I had the forethought this time. Well, Yeah, to put in paid time off in advance as opposed to having a panic attack and going and having to put it in a couple days ahead of time. And because it's a 3 paycheck month for me, I can go grocery shopping again New Year's Eve week, which will be nice. Um, I can get more groceries. I'm gonna get a few groceries this week as well. I need to get food for the beasties. Stitch, also known as Catzilla, and Lilo, after demolishing a playhouse, has been dubbed Lilo the Stampede, the feline typhoon. And hopefully I don't get in trouble for copyrights on both of those. If this video disappears, that's why. If you don't, if you hear that in a previous video or hear and see in a previous video that I made references to doing a tea review today and it doesn't show up, that would be because the algorithm decided I wasn't being very smart. But I doubt it, because as long as you don't mention directly the reference that it comes from, you should be fine. People can't see, sweetie. Stitch. Thank you. You've been graced with the presence of both cats this morning, or at least their legs anyway. I think I'm tasting a little bit. I'm tasting a bit of the orange peel, but it's coming toward the end. Yes, the flavors, like I said, have mellowed. I've had this for a year. I don't know. I'm not a tea aficionado, just like I'm not a beer aficionado. I'm not a professional. Well, I hobby. I dabble. I'm a hobbyist, I guess. And I used to do more research. I need to get back into doing more research. But I do not know how long you can keep tea. But I'm pretty sure the tea will tell you. If it looks fuzzy and it's not meant to be fuzzy, then yeah, definitely don't drink it. Throw it away. That would be my best guess. Sorry, sinuses. And here in a few, in about a month. Um, well, yeah, 17th of next month, I will be celebrating another turn around the sun, another year older and closer to retiring. In 2 days, the orange fluff ball is going to be 7 months old. Yes, we will have had her for 5 months. It's all fur and fury and cuddles, the way Stitch used to be when she was younger. Now she's just sitting here stoically staring at her like, what the heck is that cat doing? And yes, I have been promising to order personalities, and I shall. It's just a matter of timing. And I think the timing will be right between the end of this month and the first check of next month because of the extra check. So I will be able to order then and try not to freak myself. I'll just go ahead and do it. Just like I just sort of ordered 2 things from Temu thinking it was going to be credit, and I backed out of saying yes to the store credit and paid $40 for, like I said, for a t-shirt and a pair of shoes. I needed them anyway, so I did not cancel the order. And at least it wasn't Shein or Vampire Freaks or Killstar or something. Oh, that would have been a major disaster. I would have been calling and canceling that order really quick before they shipped it. Well, Shein was, I guess, along the lines of Temu, close to Temu. I don't think I've ordered anything for Shein or Shine or however you say it. I may have to at some point. I've seen some videos to where there are mixed reviews on that, just as there are mixed reviews from Temu or Temu or however you're supposed to say it. To where some of the ads are AI, or well, pictures, illustrations, pictures, whatever you want to call them, are AI, and then when you get it, it looks totally different than what you bought, what you ordered. So beware of AI photos because the item will not look like you thought it would. Like my Ozzy Osbourne duck, I put him away in a drawer, in a box, because one of his wings, I was able to glue on one of his wings, but I haven't been able to figure out how to glue the second wing on. And the ledge where the outlet for anything is, plus the switches for the ceiling fan, which doesn't work. I had a couple of Chinese dolls up there, two Chinese dolls and a Japanese doll, and some other things. I had to take them down because Catzilla decided she wanted to sit there, and that if she would have knocked the stuff, the cat box is point of reference. On the other side of that wall over there is the cat box, the water dispenser, yeah, and now just the floor because when someone wasn't feeling well, she was going to the bathroom on her cat beds, on their cat beds, plus marking her territory because of the neighbor cat, who they are now getting along with, even though they've never seen him. Anyway, long story short, had she knocked that stuff down, it would have ended up in the cat box, which means, or come to an untimely death hitting the water dispenser. Either way, they would have come to an untimely death, either from shattering from hitting the jug, or yeah, being contaminated from landing in the cat box, and they would have gone in the trash. And that would have been sad because the 3 dolls I got at a Asian gift shop that was going out of business. It was in business when I got part of the stuff, part of the dolls, and then it was going out of business when I got the other. I had a boy too, a samurai, but he took a tumble at some point and lost his nose and sphinxed himself, um, and ended up in the trash. Um, yeah, not because of cats, because of clumsy people. So I just have those 3 girls left, and I want to keep them. I've had them for 17 years. So yeah. So now on the shelf, well, it's a ledge. I have the white pumpkin candle of the pumpkin and cat box, which has nothing in it at this time, that I got from Athena and Hercules and their son, um, and 3 candles with a big enough space in between. Although that box, I may need to move the box because the box is where Stitch puts her butt. So I may need to move that box since I don't want to lose it. But I don't know where to put it. There isn't as much space in this place as, like I said, as I thought there would be. But I've had the perk of, like I said, being able to finally put up the 99 beers on the wall. And there are about 99. Probably more at this point. Uh, some of which actually, like I said, made the move from Albuquerque, surprisingly. But I don't have a lot of space to decorate. So I will find a spot for that box where it won't get destroyed. And that was just a whole bunch of, there's stuff for you to think about and promptly forget I said it, I guess. um, yeah. I sidetracked myself. Anyway, back to the tea. Unfortunately, I don't think you will be able to get any more of this tea. However, check on Google. Google is your friend. Maybe somewhere someone grabbed a bunch and is selling it. But I do know I had seen on Facebook that they were going out of business, which is sad. A lot of small businesses have gone under, and for various different reasons. And I can't even fathom what the specific reason would be. I don't remember what the specific reason was for them to go out of business, but some have gone out of business for, like I said, well, it's various reasons. Um, Facebook and YouTube are getting harder to monetize, and selling things is hard. Is hard. Getting the money to keep the business going. People can't afford things like they used to be able to. For another, and tariffs, the T word, doesn't help. Those go up and down and sideways and disappear and reappear like some whacked out phantom. Um, so yes, a combination of things. The prices of things going up is the main problem, and getting harder to advertise on social media, and perhaps other reasons as well. So, R.I.P. Tea Punk Teas. I knew you well. I had several teas from them, and I wanted to get the Cocoa Dragon again. Sadly, I can't, but I do like a chocolate tea. And I'm going to be on the lookout for other chocolate teas. I found some through Vamp Fangs and through Brutalities, and I might try to find some through. I may or may not be able to get some through Bloodthirst Teas. I have not seen any chocolate teas on his site yet, and I'm wondering whether or not Mr. Zuzula, aka Bokwa Hyde, is going to keep up with the tea or not. I haven't heard. There hasn't been any official announcement on that, but hopefully he does, because I found his tea. Well, his tea was going through. I believe. I believe his tea was the one that was going through. Boutique de Vampire, and I had gotten a message from him. That was the one I got. He's the one I got the message from. Like, how did I find the tea site? I said, well, I looked and I found it. He said, well, that was supposed to be for retailers, and he said he was going to make it available for everybody. So yes, he was the one that was going through Boutique de Vampire, and I think you can still get his tea through Boutique de Vampire, but I haven't had the money to peruse all of those sites recently. Been around the world and back again. You're probably like, yes, word salad. I should give you some dressing with that word salad. In fact, I will wrap this nonsense up and say I hope you have a wonderful day. Happy holiday, whatever holiday you observe. There are many. So happy holidays to all of the monsters. And again, stay warm if it's cold where you're at. If you like the snow, have fun. But make sure your hearse is winterized. And yes, if you do like these, give them a thumbs up. If you want to subscribe, hit the bell once. If you want notifications as to what insanity will ensue on this channel, hit the bell a second time. Feel free to comment down below. I will reply the best I can, because I've noticed that the algorithm has made it harder for me to put replies the way I want to put them. Exactly. I have to keep them short and sweet and to the point. Apparently, there are certain things that I cannot say in replies. Of course, that comes with being a content creator. I guess they try to watch us closely or something. But I will give you the best reply I can give you. I will reply the best. Yes, the best I can. Anyway. This weather has me sleepy. I wish I could hibernate. Um, yes. Oh, yes. And as always, do drac responsibly. Give the designated Dracula a chance to imbibe if they wish. And please look out for the monsters that are in need of assistance right now and protection. The cryptids, the shapeshifters, changelings, etc. Because, yes, like I said, and as we already know, they deserve to be loved and protected and respected. No one monster is better than any other monster. We're all just as valid and just as important. And make sure that they know that they are worthy of being here. They should not have to prove that they need to be here because they deserve to be here. So give them extra hugs if they're not too prickly. And exchange gifts with them if you can, as much as incomes allow. And have a nice hot cup of tea. I shall see you in the next video, which will probably be Saturday, when my accidental order from Temu shows up. Which is nice because I'm getting a Gothmas t-shirt. I won't have it washed in time, but it will arrive in time. I love you guys. See you later. Bye now.